Hi, this is Sue from Raven and a World Tree, and I'm giving a quick review and then a walkthrough of the Pythonic Tarot by Jess Shaw at Circle of Wolves in New Zealand. This is the back of the deck. It's the Pythia, the Oracle of Delphi, and the deck didn't come edged. It was actually it was white, and the edges were a little bit, it looked like it was a little bit coming off, but I think you'd be crazy not to edge this deck black anyway. The cardstock, I don't know whether you can sort of see the edge over here, but the cardstock is the same thickness as the standard Llewellyn cardstock, which is, it's a little bit thin, but I don't mind it at all because it feels nice and it shuffles well, and it's a pretty, it's a pretty hefty deck to begin with. But so the deck came in this really nice bag. It's a, it's a velvet bag, but it's a nice one, not one of those really cheap stretchy ones. And it came with a guidebook. And the guidebook is really interesting. All of her work, the books are just amazing. But it talks about how, the meaning of the Pythonic Tarot and how it's really kind of a shadow deck or a shamanic deck. Also, if you work with the Dark Goddess, it's perfect for that. She talks about how the word Pythonic comes from the name of a terrestrial serpent deity named Python. This Dracana, she-dragon, was sent by Gaia to guard the sacred oracle of the shrine at Delphi, which was located on the slope of Mount Parnassus. In one myth, Python is said to have been created from the rotting slime left in the wake of the Great Deluge. Delphi was considered by the ancients to be the center of the world, a place of immeasurable power, which resonated upwards from the subterranean depths to speak through the oracles that abided there. So you also, I don't know if you can, whether this will be in focus or not, but it has this nice little line that says ad majorem Hecate gloriam, which is kind of a riff on a Jesuit saying and means for the greater glory of Hecate. So I think, if you're into Hecate or the Dark Goddesses, you will love this deck. Okay, it basically gives you some spreads. And what I really, really love is that she talks about her artwork and why she made the choices she made. And mostly it sticks to the Rider-Waite-Smith, but there were some that were just a little different or puzzling, so this was really, really useful. And then she gives the basic descriptions of the suits. And the suits here, by the way, are crystals, blades, chalices, and wands. So here's one of the cards next to a card from the deck of the Tarot of the Hidden Realms, just to show you the size difference. They're the same width, well, a teeny bit wider and a teeny bit taller, but not sizably different. Let me just say the colors in this deck are absolutely wonderful. It's a dark deck, but it's a very, very luminous deck, and one that I can easily see just working with it like daily as a home deck. All right, so now we'll do a walkthrough close-up of the Major Arcana. After that, I'll go through the minors and then the court cards. So let me start with the Fool, but I'm gonna make this a little closer up. So we have the Fool, the Sorceress, the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Chariot, Strength, the Hermit, And for the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Web of Weird, which I totally love. Justice. Here we have the Hanging Woman. And we have a choice of 2 death cards, a female and a male. And it's really hard to pick, but they each have an associated plant with them. That's another thing I didn't mention, that it really does have a connection to plant work and substances like that. Temperance. The Devil. I love that Devil card. And the Tower, Kali. Oh my God, this is maybe my most favorite card of the deck. The Star. The Moon. The Sun. Judgment. And finally, the World. Okay, so now we have the minors. We have the Ace of Blades, the 2 of Blades, the 3 of Blades, the 4 of Blades, the 5 of Blades, the 6 of Blades, the 7 of Blades, the 8 of Blades, the 9 of Blades, and the 10 of Blades. Now we go to the Ace of Wands, the 2 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, and we're a little bit out of sequence here. We get the 5 of Wands. Now we're going to go back to the 4 of Wands. Here's our 4 of Wands. I thought I had these in order. Oops. The 6 of Wands, which I love that so much. The wolf. Ooh. The 7 of Wands. The 8 of Wands. The 9 of Wands. And finally, the 10 of Wands. Now we have the Ace of Chalices. Just the colors on this are so gorgeous. The 2 of Chalices. The 3 of Chalices. The 4 of Chalices. The 5 of Chalices. The 6 of Chalices. The 7 of Chalices. The 8 of Chalices. The 9 of Chalices. And finally, the 10 of Chalices. And for the last suit, we have crystals. The Ace of Crystals. The 2 of Crystals. The 3 of Crystals. The 4 of Crystals. The 5 of Crystals. The 6 of Crystals. The 7 of Crystals. The 8 of Crystals. The 9 of Crystals. And finally, the 10 of Crystals. So for the courts, this deck goes with princesses, knights, queens, and kings. And we'll go with each of the princesses and so on together to show you. We have the Princess of Blades, the Princess of Wands, the Princess of Chalices, and the Princess of Crystals. The knights are all figures riding something. The Knight of Blades is on a bat, the Knight of Chalices is on a toad, the Knight of Wands is on a phoenix, and the Knight of Crystals is on a wild boar. All right, now let's look at the queens. We have the Queen of Blades, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Chalices, and the Queen of Crystals. And here's our kings. The King of Blades, the King of Wands, the King of Chalices, and the King of Crystals. So I just want to say I love this deck. I love it as much as I loved her Black Mirror Oracle, which I ordered last year. I'll do a review of that too later on. I know some people had difficulty with getting hold of that last year, but just want to let you know she was very responsive this year, and the new website looks really nice, and it actually didn't take that long to get this, and I absolutely adore it, and I'm looking forward to working with it.